Welcome to another episode of You Don't Know Jack with Lydia and Matt. How's it going, Matt?
Good, Lydia. I think it's season 6, episode 11.
You are correct.
11.
Yeah. My goodness.
Yeah, episode 11. So
Yeah.
good to be here on a very brisk Sunday morning.
It is very bad.
Yeah, better than yesterday.
Oh, yes.
Well, so
Listen, I left the house
so
yesterday.
it was
That was a
told.
mistake.
Yeah, I did not.
Felt like -9.
Yeah,
That wind was not playing nice yesterday.
no, I could hear it.
It was
That was
awful.
enough.
I walked out. I was fully
Right.
like kitted out to be out in this weather. But to be quite honest with you, not fun.
No,
Do not recommend, but it is much better today. It's still cold.
I wouldn't say much better. Better.
Okay, it's better.
Yeah.
Incrementally,
I mean, the wind isn't
slightly
out.
better.
I mean, it's much better compared to yesterday.
Yes.
But it's still terrible. I think
Correct.
that's an accurate way to.
That's accurate. I mean, Jack doesn't care. He's
Right.
out in the snow trying to roll around
Right.
on the ice blocks that are outside, but he just sits there
Yeah.
and is fine. And we have to go out and encourage him to come in. Like we have to yell at him to come into the house. Like it's ridiculous. Like he shouldn't be out there for longer than 10 minutes. And yet he loves it. So who knows?
My dog does not.
Well, Benny doesn't have any fur.
He has no hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jack's got lots of hair.
Right.
I mean, Jack would be like, "Hey, Benny,
Yeah.
I'll lend you some of mine."
Yeah.
You could glue it on Benny.
Like a toupee.
Exactly.
Did you see there was a
Yes,
the
the boxer,
Yeah.
the guy. He wore
Yeah,
a
it's a-
toupee in the ring, and it got knocked off.
but
when
he
got-
won.
He did, but here's my thing. Why are you wearing a toupee in the boxing ring?
Right. And it is a sport that lends itself to baldness. Like it's not like frowned upon in boxing. I mean,
No.
there's been a lot of bald
There's a lot of bald
I mean,
boxers.
It starts with Marvelous Marvin. I mean,
Yeah,
he's like
George Foreman.
Yeah. I mean,
Honestly, I don't understand. Wouldn't it be hot? Like,
Yeah,
you're sweating, and then the glue. Obviously, the glue.
the glue,
comes
yeah,
loose.
clearly, or the glue gets jarred loose
Just
with a
knocked
with a
out,
punch.
yeah.
But he won.
Well, good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done.
Persevered.
Lost your
But
hair
they
and won the
didn't.
match.
But they didn't rip that rug off during the fight. It was
He
just
just
flapping
kept
around. It was like,
around.
it was
It's
like
aerodynamic.
Yeah, it was like, dude, rip that thing off.
Taunting the other boxer.
Yeah, like I mean, I'm just thinking like rip that thing off.
So we have the Super Bowl tonight. Super Bowl 60.
Yeah, low energy Super Bowl.
Listen, I gotta say, my team's in it, and I'm still like,
Well, I heard all the snowflakes have been triggered by San Francisco
really?
because they kept thinking they were going to like a third world hellscape because that's what
It's not.
that's what Fox Entertainment tells them.
But it isn't.
And then they get there and they're like, oh, isn't this a lovely
It's
city?
It
Yeah,
is a
yeah,
very nice
yeah.
city. Yeah, it's
I saw
lovely.
like Pat McAfee talking about it with like George Kittle. He's like, if you listen to certain news elements, they think this is like you're coming into like kind of post-apocalyptic. He's like, no, it's great.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's absolutely fine.
But they've
Most
all been
things-
like, but Fox Entertainment doesn't, tell them that. They tell them it's where Nancy Pelosi and Paul Pelosi hang out. Yeah.
I mean, it's a city.
Yes.
So
It
it's
has
not perfect.
No, but I mean, it's
definitely
not like
it's
it's
not
not
burned out
it's-
buildings everywhere.
I bet you it's nicer than Baton Rouge,
Oh, yeah.
Louisiana, where Mike Johnson's.
Oh,
in the district.
100%.
Yeah. So what do you
I
think?
mean, the murder rate is higher than
Yeah, where would you want to live? San Francisco or Baton Rouge, Louisiana? Yes.
I have
not
to
a
say,
tough call.
this is fun. There used to be there's a pride parade in Columbus, Ohio, and throughout the pride festivals in June, they have a thing called Baton Rouge, spelled like rouge on your cheeks, for like it was drag queens and playing softball.
Okay.
So it was a
Baton.
bat and
Like
rouge.
Battin.
Yeah.
Baton.
Baton Rouge. Yeah. So that's the only kind of Baton Rouge I want to go to.
Yeah, but it's so. Though I also heard that some folks in Santa Clara get a bit miffed
Yeah.
because they keep saying the Super Bowl's in San Francisco, and like their B rolls will all be like pictures of San Francisco.
Listen,
it's like
that's where you
45
fly
minutes away.
into.
Yeah,
you fly into San
or
Fran.
you fly into San Jose.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you're flying into not Santa
not
Clara.
Santa Clara.
Yeah,
But
sorry.
yeah, Santa Clara
be
just
glad
feels like
that
they
the
get
stadium's there
yeah.
and you get the tax benefits from
yeah,
that.
but they're a little miffed.
Just be grateful.
Yeah.
Shut up and be grateful.
Few people would just be grateful for the
That's
scraps we throw.
That's what Bobby Weir would want you to do. He
Yeah.
would want you to be grateful.
Huge 49ers fan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly
Yeah,
right.
he was big for
Yeah.
It's one of the things that connected he and his dad. He
Yeah.
loved the 49ers. I read that not long after he died. He was a huge 49ers fan. He was seen on the
He's on the
sidelines
sidelines,
multiple times.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's it connected he and his dad.
As it does. Sports is one of those things that brings people together.
So another Grateful Dead tidbit since we're talking about them
Sure.
and huge sporting events. We're talking about when they sang the national anthem on opening day, and their manager was afraid that like Jerry would slough it off. He's like, I know the words to the song, man. And so they got, was it? Who was filling in after Brett Midland and then Hornsby? It was like Wowman, whoever.
I think so, yeah.
They got him to say he was nervous about it because he and Bobby and Jerry were supposed to sing it to get Jerry to practice because they knew like if Jerry sloughed it off and then had a bad performance, he would be upset about it because he was a lifelong Giants fan.
Yeah.
So they were just talking about how they got him to.
They tricked him
into practicing, and of course they were pitch perfect.
Oh,
and he got a huge standing ovation. And then afterwards, so this is sort of sorry for the tangent. This was funny. They met like Willie McCovey, and it was great. And Bobby met Gaylord Perry, and he had idolized Gaylord Perry his whole life. And then they asked Willie Mays if he wanted to meet the Grateful Dead, and he said, "I don't know who the hell the Grateful Dead is," and didn't meet him. Willie could apparently be a bit prickly as he got older. I mean, obviously he went through a lot, coming up. And Jerry laughed it off and said, and I'll edit this, he goes, "Finally, someone who doesn't give an F about the Grateful Dead."
Right, exactly. He's like, great, awesome.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to meet you more now because you don't know who I am.
It was so, as we talk about sporting events in San Francisco, I thought that was today in Grateful Dead history.
Apropos. I don't know. This Super Bowl feels weird.
Well, and we sort of talked about it last week. One team is extraordinarily regional. Okay,
yes.
Seattle is an extraordinarily regional franchise. And I understand they have a very passionate fan base, but it's in the Pacific Northwest. Lots of folks, they're going to be isolated from a fan base perspective.
We're not bored of this.
Yeah, no, sorry. You yawned and I yawned in
it's
response.
okay.
And
it's
then,
all right.
The Patriots. They're a regional team, but obviously they're a national team because of the last dynasty.
Yeah.
But not a lot of name brand stars on both teams.
No.
I mean, I think the best player is Jackson Smith-Jigba as the best player on the field on both teams. I mean, he's arguably the best receiver in the NFL, but he plays in Seattle, so he doesn't get as much hype as he probably deserves.
Yeah, I mean, I think that he's definitely like on the biggest stage he's going to be on this weekend.
I mean, Drake May is the still yawning. Drake May is the what was the MVP runner-up. Had a great year. I'm just saying there's just not a lot of sizzle, I guess. And I think that's sort of impacted why the lack of hype.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I think the Pats. I mean, I want them to win, but I don't think they're going to. Which gets us into our fun thing about prop bets, which you and I love to do every year. So coin toss.
Always go heads.
I always go tails.
Yeah, so there we go.
That works for us. Okay, so national anthem. Do you think it's going to be under or over 2 minutes? It's Charlie Puth. Neither one of us knew who that was.
Now, see, I got burned on this last year because I thought, Chris Stapleton's kind of slow like a train, still under. I think it was like his was like 210 and he was under.
I think he's going to be under.
I'm going under
Puth
too. Yeah, I don't know who this Puth is, but I wish him all the best.
Sure.
And again, see previous comment. It's apparently can be a tricky song to sing.
Yeah.
So we wish him all the best.
So who do you think is going to win?
I mean, I said last week I think it is Seattle.
I think so too.
I like Seattle.
Say
I like Seattle's defense to carry the day.
I do too. But if the Pats show up on defense, it could be a good game. But I'm going to put Seahawks. So total points scored. Do you think it's under 45?
I'm unders club.
Yeah, me too.
I'm an unders club.
Me too.
No overtime.
No. Okay. Great. First touchdown scorer. What team? I'm going to go with the Pats.
No, it's player. It asks us player. That question's for the player.
Oh. I don't know. That's up in the air. Why don't we go team?
Okay, we'll go team.
We'll go team.
I'll go Seattle.
Okay, I'll go Pats. All right. Do you think it's going to be a pass, a rush, or a defensive?
I think Seattle scores on a rush.
I think you're right.
I think it's Kenneth Davis scores.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, that's who for Seattle's running back. I think that's my pick.
Okay, so halftime show. How many songs? Under or over?
I'm
under 6 to 8, or over 8. I think I'm going to go 6 to 8.
I'm going
go right
over because they tend to
because they do medleys.
They do medley. So and I think they count it though as a different song. Like if you do 30 seconds of one song and then do like a minute of the next,
have to pay royalties.
That counts. Yeah, that counts as 2. So I'm going over.
All right, I'm going to go right in the
because
middle.
Like Rihanna.
Oh, she did like 25 or something crazy.
So,
okay, and our favorite.
And I'm also worried about T's and P's with all the conservatives out there. I mean, I know they're very upset about this whole halftime show.
They need to get over it.
Yeah, I mean.
What color Gatorade do you think? Orange, blue, yellow?
Hold on, we got surprised.
Oh yeah, surprise guest appearance.
There's
You think they're gonna?
absolutely
Yeah,
gonna
I
be a
think so too.
surprise guest.
Yeah, there's gonna be somebody there.
Hey, you know what I'm hoping for?
What?
Surprise guest, Bruce Springsteen. He and Bad Bunny sing "Born in the USA."
That would be
Bang.
great. I mean, that would be really amazing.
And that would be such a thumb in the eye.
It would be.
It'd be like the perfect thumb in the eye. By the way, I mean, you know, Bruce has written like a song about Minnesota.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, about, you know, and I heard another, I don't know who it was. It was someone who was on Stephen Colbert, a folk singer, sang like about, you know,
Yeah.
it was sort of like, it reminded me, dating myself in age, of Country Joe and the Fish. Like 1, 2, 3, what are we fighting for? You know, like basically saying, you know, come on, you know, let's join up. This guy was saying like, come on, let's join up for ICE. Like if you're like, you know, if you were picked
Like
on in school, basically he's
Yeah.
mocking them by saying like join ICE.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good, and I apologize, I can't give him credit.
Gatorade color: orange, blue, yellow, clear, or other.
I'm gonna
go red.
I'm going other
Yeah,
as well, and I'm selecting green, Seattle green.
red.
Yeah.
New England.
All
Okay,
right.
great, perfect. Okay, those are our prop bets. Have fun with that. We don't put anything on it. We just do it for fun. But it's good. So let's go into the Winter Olympics, because as that Super Bowl is fun for us Americans, but throughout the world.
Hold on, wait a second.
What?
Breaking news.
Oh yeah.
Before we're gonna get into the overall, but it happened today. We're recording on Sunday.
Yeah, you walked in and told us.
I walked in. I was actually ahead of Lydia
Yeah.
and Tim on some news. Because
Rare.
I know, truly. Lindsey Vonn flamed out on her run. She
Early.
Yeah, it was up at the very top part of the hill. Caught a gate, got her skis out in front of her. Down she went.
Hard. She went down hard.
Yeah,
and then
and
had
was
to be.
helicoptered out.
That's her favorite way of
Yeah,
leaving an event.
but I mean, I said to Lydia, I think if you're at all, unless you can like literally ski like even at a slow pace by their standards, if you can't ski down the hill, I think the only way to get you off that hill is a helicopter. Like I think it's the only
or
way.
like a sled.
Yeah,
Like I honestly think it's probably the fastest
Yeah.
to get you off, because they need to clear the course.
yeah,
Right.
yes, and it is really hard for the other. Someone had to wait for 30 minutes. Like it backed up like.
Yeah.
And the weather conditions, as we know, and those things can change because they go, if the sun's out, it can change.
It's warmer than they
yeah.
anticipated it being. So it's like the conditions changed drastically. I know.
But so the Lindsey
Vonn's out.
is done. That happened today.
Yeah. Father Time caught up.
Yeah.
And knocked her
undefeated.
down. Yeah. Okay. So the 2026 Winter Olympics, Lindsey Vonn out. That's not happening. That comeback story. It's
But
officially
American
over.
won.
But American won. Breezey Johnson won.
Yep.
And
Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Yeah, she's actually won the Worlds and was she was, if Vonn didn't pull it out, she was the favorite one to win. So 2026 Winter Olympics, the opening ceremonies, it was in Milan. So it's in Milan and Cortina. So it was interesting opening ceremony, which I appreciated, because the alpine snow events, outdoor events, are all taking place in 2 different locations, which are about 3.5 hours from Milan.
Right.
All of the stadium events like curling, hockey, figure skating, and speed skating.
Curling.
Okay, we'll get into that. All take place in Milan itself. But because there was such a distance between the opening ceremonies happening in Milan, the official ones in a stadium, they had separate walking entrances for the teams and their own little like opening ceremonies where they were, because the teams are all split up depending on where they are, which I think is kind of nice, because they don't have to travel.
If
so
I'm
far.
skiing or doing one of the alpine events, like the day before, so now you're making me move 3.5 hours.
It's not good
and
for
like,
the
if
athletes.
And
I think it actually was very good of them to do it, because it makes sense. It totally makes sense. It's a beautiful place to be. But it was very dramatic. It had a lot of Milan's fashion and, pomp and circumstance of being Italian. They have the opera house there. It's very famous. There's a lot of ballet. There's a lot of modern dance. There was
the famous what is it?
Conductors.
Also the cathedral, or
the cathedral.
It's not a cathedral. What there's a name they use for it, not cathedral, whatever it is. It's right. It was under construction for like 400 years.
Yeah, it just finished in the 60s.
Yeah.
But they have 3 different cauldrons that were lit, and it's going to change depending, which I think is a really cool concept. It was fun.
Yeah,
it was interesting to see what they did. It was,
mixed reactions for the American national team.
Yeah, I was going to say they marched in and San Siro, which is the famous stadium there for their soccer teams. It was warm, mostly cheers for the people, but then it shifted to the delegation, the political delegation, which was our Vice President Vance and his wife Usha, and they were booed mercilessly to the point where you can see it online. They will not show it on the broadcast. It was a very quick...
Because NBC is engaging in censorship to make an orange guy happy.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I think they're just trying not to be sued. But basically flip back to applause when the camera returned to the athletes.
About not being sued, to quote Mike Tomlin, we can't live in our fears.
That's true. But I think they switched. So they put him on the screen. People booed. They switched him off almost immediately, and then went right back to the athletes, and then turned back to cheers. Another team that did not get a lot of love was the Israeli contingent. That is obvious, and who got an incredible reception was Ukraine.
Right. And then remember, Russia and Belarus are not. They're not. They don't do the opening ceremony.
No.
Their athletes are competing, but they do not play their national anthems. They're under just an international team.
Right. So the U.S. athletes are responding, I think, in a really amazing way, and they're trying to separate America from the administration, and they're being very honest. They're like, I don't think what we're doing is correct,
or being an American doesn't mean I have to subscribe that I support everything we're doing.
Correct. And they're they say a lot of stuff is unnecessary and horrifying.
The conservative snowflakes are so triggered by that.
Yeah. And there's
Byron Donalds, which is just a disgrace to his race.
Yeah.
They could just leave it. Yeah, because if you're an American and you don't say exactly what the administration says, that's you're just disloyal. I mean, do they even understand the irony of that?
No.
Just because I represent the country and I'm the best in my sport, so I get to go. It is not like I'm picked. I'm not picked because of my citizenship. I'm picked because my his or her athletic acumen.
Yeah. I mean, the freestyle skier, Chris Lillis said, and Hunter have talked about feeling conflicted pride, grateful to wear USA on their chest, but openly condemning ICE and violence. There's one skier they interviewed. He was like, it's really weird for me to wear this American flag and be proud of it because what we're putting out onto the world stage is nothing to be proud of. As far as the administration, he says, I worked really hard. I'm happy to be a part of Team USA because these people are so hard workers.
That sounds like a guy that'll be watching the Bad Bunny instead of watching the real halftime show. Kid Rock, brought to you by Turning Point.
Meth dealers everywhere.
Yeah.
So I think the core messaging is for this Olympics is peace, which was a huge thing. Charlize Theron came out and talked about peace. Sustainability to highlight because winter sport is really in danger because and by the way, the places where you can have the Winter Olympics, it seems to be very limited because they can't bank on snow. Right. I mean,
I think that's why it's coming back to Salt Lake City is why they're able to host it again. Because
well, maybe Park City doesn't have any snow this year. But I will say the snow conditions yesterday, they did a cross-country ski marathon for the women, which was like 30K. It was 41 degrees there. Right. And if anybody has done any cross-country, that's T-shirt weather to be skiing in. The snow's super soft. You've got to wax your skis in a certain way. They had a 10-minute break. They could change skis because you have to, you want your wax to be good. But all of those conditions change so quickly. And it's not as hard as they would want. The snowpack isn't as good. There's a lot more play in the snow. So, you can fall much easier. I don't know. I just think that it's going to be interesting to watch the conditions, especially on the slopes.
Yeah, no, I think that's, and even in the downhill. Now, they said the snow was really good in the women's downhill.
Yeah, but that's a little icier.
Yeah.
So they want that, and they want the refreeze. Right. For cross country, it's a snowpack, and then you can groom it, but you really don't want it to be too loosey-goosey.
Yeah, but no, I think but it is the Winter Olympics is a great event. It definitely helps fill in some of the February doldrums.
Well, it also helps unite us just as a country to be like, hey, we're gonna go watch.
Well, we
the
all
Olympics.
support it. I think
we all support the
Olympics.
Olympics.
Our athletes.
I mean, so today, for instance, is Sunday, so we got Olympics during the day, Super Bowl at night. So
then the real Super Bowl next weekend.
Which is what?
The Great American Race, a little thing we call Daytona.
Oh, okay.
Great American Race. Okay.
Sorry, I'm an F1 lady.
The real Super Bowl.
Oh, okay, sure.
See, you like F1. The reason, the nice thing about Daytona.
Yeah.
Okay, all the cars are equal. It's all about the driver.
Oh my God.
You know?
Yeah. Okay. So it's about driver.
It's about it's about the ability to turn left. Okay, you just gotta
Yep.
get your foot on the gas,
Yep.
keep that wheel turned left,
Yeah.
reach up, pull them straps down tight. One more time, boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing.
Oh my God. Well,
Super Bowl Sunday.
I'll let you handle that.
Actually,
I'll let you handle that
you'll
next week.
find this hard to believe. I just go for the party.
Oh, do you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Our friend Nate is at his uncle's house.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's a great party. Yeah, it's a great party.
Wow. All right. Well, I expect a full
Yeah,
report.
absolutely.
So today you can watch cross-country skiing men's skiathlon. It's from it's already over, but 6 to 37. You can catch a replay. There's snowboarding.
You already missed the women's downhill.
I missed the women's downhill. The biathlon. It's mixed. I love a biathlon. I gotta say, I think it's really
the
fun.
Skiing and shooting.
Yeah. So
Just always struck me as a strange combination, though.
I guess.
I guess
mean,
it was about hunting out in the woods, you know.
Yeah,
like
I think
in
so.
the winter.
And it's also
But
about controlling your heart rate and being
it just
accurate.
always struck me it strikes me as a very non-Olympic thing to do, to fire a gun. Again, just in my, I understand the sport. I understand
It's target. It's just.
I understand.
Target.
I know, but I'm saying even when remember everybody loved last year's guy or 2 years ago. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Remember the guy he was from Turkey. Everybody else is on these weird glasses.
Yeah,
and
but
stuff.
that was the Summer Olympics.
Yeah, I know, but he just walks up in a shirt and t-shirts and shoots the eyes out of the target.
Sideways.
Yeah.
No,
but I just think it always strikes me, because the Olympics is about peace and competition through sport. So when a firearm gets into it, it just strikes me as
Gina Davis competed in the
I understand
biathlon.
that. I'm not knocking I'm saying the concept of it.
It's a weird concept, yeah. Speed skating is happening today. Midday, you got the luge, figure skating, team event, women's hockey, France versus Sweden. Curling, mixed doubles. I know this is your favorite round robin throughout the day, including USA versus Estonia, Sweden versus the United States.
Okay.
And the primetime flavor, ready for this? Women's big air qualifying, more curling, and women's hockey.
Okay, let's back this up a little bit.
Yep.
Let's talk. First off, every time you say
curling,
when you say luge,
luge,
all I think about is Dr. Evil. Summers in Rangoon, luge lessons.
Luge lessons.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I think.
I think so. We talked about this before.
Yeah.
Tim and I said I would love to be somewhere like in I never want to be in Alberta, just because it seems really cold.
Yeah.
I'm sure the Canadians are lovely people. I just don't want to be there. I think they are lovely people, despite the war of words that we seem to be attacking our best ally. Be that as it may, I don't want to be in Alberta in winter. It's like Calgary,
or Quebec.
Quebec. Yeah. Anyway, Montreal. The Habitant. Yeah, it's just really cold. But I think there are curling bars, and curling strikes me as something you do with your buddies in the winter if you're Canadian. You get a couple pictures of Labatt's or Molson.
Get yourself some Molson.
Yeah, Molson or Labatt's, and you get out there and somebody having a couple beers, and hey, let's see who can slide this stone closest to this circle. And now it's become an Olympic event. I mean, I said, what's next? Cornhole?
No, it's not cornhole.
I
got to tell you,
it's the winter version of cornhole. I think it is.
I'm going to fight you on it because I think curling is far more about strategy and technique than cornhole, because you can be defensive with your stones, and
it's bocce.
It's bocce. Okay, if
bocce's
anything,
not
it's
an Olympic
bocce.
sport.
I understand that, but also bocce is not on ice, and you're not sliding, and you're not throwing very heavy. I think it's granite stones down.
You're not throwing them; you're sliding them.
Yeah,
but
you're also curling them, which is twisting them and making them move and spin, and then you got the sweepers. You would make an amazing skip that would just sit there, hold a beer, and tell people what to do.
No, I'd sit there and be like left, right, and then when I got mad, I'd be like, hold my beer.
Exactly. But I think
I said my mother would have been the best sweeper of all time.
Well, I know.
Rest in peace, Janice Gilmore, the worker broom, like few other people I've ever met in my life. It was her median, really.
It takes a lot of skill to sweep, and they have a slippery foot and a sticky foot, and they're doing this full on weird frog run and sliding and sweeping. I couldn't do it.
I'm not saying
we're also sitting on the couch.
I'm also saying, but by the way,
bleh.
A lot of these guys look like they should be sitting on the couch.
That's true.
They're not exactly.
I will say there's a men's curler for the U.S. that's got a seriously sweet mustache.
Yeah,
he looks exactly like you think a curler.
And some of them got a seriously sweet beer belly.
Whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, I think it's good. I like it.
I mean, it looks. Some of them have the physique of John Daly, who's a legendary golfer. But it looks
doesn't matter what you look like. It's just how you hit the ball or throw the stone.
There's a guy who'd be a great curler. curler. I mean, he'd be like
center of gravity, low center of gravity.
He'd take the beer can just like he does in golf. Crushes a beer, puts out the heater, and asks two questions. Where's the first tee? What scores record? He's ready to go.
I just think that curling is one of those sports where everybody feels like they could do it easily, and it's not as easy as it looks.
I don't feel like I could do it easily. I just don't think it's an Olympic sport.
Well,
it's fun to watch.
Good thing you're not on the committee.
I know. I think, man, if there was one of those yesterday, it may be.
There's a new Olympic sport this year.
What, beer drinking?
No, it's mountaineer. It's called this mountaineering, cross-country mountaineering, where you, it sounds absolutely ridiculous, but you do a course, but you do the course like 3 or 6 times, right? And it's like cross-country skiing, and then it's climbing. So it's climbing on skis. So you put skins on your skis and you climb as fast as you can. Then you take your skis off, you put them on your back, then you run up like a series of stairs, and then you ski down a thing. And you have to do that 3 or 4 times. It's called cross-country mountaineering. Men's and women's. Apparently, it's been in the worlds and everything else. They've had competitions for years doing it. First year in the Olympics. Sounds ridiculous, but whatever.
Is it as ridiculous as curling? Probably not.
Well, it's more physically demanding. How about that? Maybe it'll qualify for an Olympic sport.
I mean, curling, they practice they slide a case of beer down the ice first to
test it out.
Yeah, let's see if the ice is ready.
Let's see if the ice is
someone
good.
Give me a case of Molson, man. Slide it down.
Oh yeah. Perfect.
Oh yeah, it's ready. Yeah.
All right, something else ridiculous. The Washington Post fired a third of their journalists. There's no sports sections, no metro section anymore. It was shocking.
For my money.
It was shocking.
For my money, it was the Washington Post for my entire life has been the singular best sports section of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, it is just legendary.
Yeah. And that's the first place I would look if there was anytime we talked about the Redskins sex scandal, anytime we would talk about anything involving like testifying in front of Congress or sports, NIL deals, all of those things.
Steroids.
The Washington Post is the first resource I would seek out.
In the last, 30, 40 years, Tom Boswell's been like the conscience of baseball. You know what I mean? He just recently retired, but he still writes every once in a while, I think. But yeah, I mean, Kornheiser, Wilbon. Before that was Shirley Povich. I mean, there's just been a litany of talent.
Plus, historically, the Washington Post broke Watergate. The
Pentagon Papers.
Pentagon Papers.
I mean, so it was Bill Bradley or Ben Bradley.
Ben Bradley.
Ben Bradley is when the Post came of age. And he and Catherine Graham.
Which is a great movie.
It was Nixon's press secretary said about run a story. The Kay Graham, she does that. She's really gonna have her tit in a ringer.
Yeah.
And Bradley struck that. Did not let Woodward and Bernstein say that. And his answer was, "This is a family paper."
Yeah.
By the way, Tom Hanks was great.
Yeah.
Jason Robards will always be Ben Bradley to me because I loved it in All the President's Men. But I mean, it's just been it's coverage of 9/11. It's coverage of any number of the Valerie Plame scandal. I mean, it is
the Lewinsky scandal.
Yeah, it is just
interesting.
It is in a lot of ways, I think it's one of 2 papers of record. Well, of course, I have an East Coast bias. Clearly, I live on the East Coast, but it's like one of those true papers of the rough draft of history is what I think Kay Graham's husband once called it, the rough draft of history. It in the New York Times, it is they are like the papers of record.
Well, also, so the Times I loved for international news because they have correspondents all over the world.
But so did the Washington Post, who just axed them all.
But I would always go Times for international first. Then it would be Washington Post for local sports, and like the Metro had a great Metro section, and then just the politics of it, like because they are in the heartbeat of the country, and you want to know from the horse's mouth and resources and sources that are in close to Congress people and White House people that have the inside track there, and that's all gone. And I just don't understand why you would gut it.
And don't forget, this newspaper lost $100 million.
Yeah,
it is owned by
Bezos,
Jeff Baldy Bezos. Mr. Steroid.
Testosterone.
Yeah. Who
I don't
makes
understand.
This in a day.
Well, here's my thing. When he first started Amazon, he really wanted accessibility for, you could get newspapers on Kindle, and that was like a really big deal. And he was like really pro-journalism and really wanted to support that, and books and authors and everything else. And because he's made such a lot of money, he's been jaded. And once you have a lot of money, what do you want? You want power. So now he's been influenced by power, and now he has no other thing to do except destroy an institution and a great American institution that might rail against the people in power that keep him rich.
Right.
So I feel like as long as you follow that and are really clear about that is why it's happening. My point is, if you don't really believe in that institution anymore, then sell it. Let somebody else have it.
I absolutely positively think that the next Democratic administration, not because of the Washington Post, it just needs to happen. Amazon is the definition of monopoly.
Yeah, they need to break
and they
it up.
need to be broken up.
Yeah, I agree.
Like where you can't sell all the stuff and have the software. It's too many pieces.
Yeah, you can't have everybody's data and then these huge off-site data centers to store it all in, and you can't have all of the pies. You can't have all the pieces of the pie. You have to split it up. It keeps
it makes it impossible for others to compete because you have
a monopoly on this.
Right. It's think about it. The most recent one that everybody understands is that it was Microsoft loading only their browser in and making it really hard to use the other browsers with their OS, their operating system. And famously, David Boies was brought in by the Justice Department, and who was famous for the Gore trial, for the Bush v. Gore. I mean, a lot of people thought in the 90s, early 2000s, David Boies the best lawyer in America, and he took on Microsoft, and they got.
Google is in the middle of a huge antitrust right now. That'll determine what happens there. People already be like, "Oh, I'll buy the search engine."
But I think and it will not be this administration. I think that the next Democratic administration has got to take on the oligarchy in America, because the last time we had an oligarchy like this, it was the era of Vanderbilts and Standard Oil,
but they contributed things to society,
right?
Like opera houses and libraries,
Carnegie's
and universities, and they're not doing that. They're actually taking away public access to things, which I don't like.
For what Jeff Bezos paid for his most recent yacht, it would have funded the Washington Post for 5 years. Just FYI.
All right. Well, I think that's it for the day. I don't think there's anything else we can talk about.
No, I mean,
Vonn's out. The Washington Post is pretty much done.
Washington Post is out.
Washington Post is out.
So, and I know it is the death spiral of the Washington Post, but you and I were texting about it. I did cancel my membership to my subscription to the Washington Post.
And you're a Times
now
man.
I'm a Times man. Join the, part of the gray lady, but
gray lady.
But
huge fan of the Wordle,
by
the way.
Oh, I mean, I forget how many games I'm in at Wordle. Like it's I mean, my streak isn't that impressive right now. It's like 190 because I did miss one, like 6-7 months ago. Yeah, but
it's really good.
Sweated it out today.
No, did you? No, not yet. I haven't done it. Don't spoil it.
It was like, I mean, like
Swoon. I almost messed that one up a couple days ago.
The first two guesses, I had 9 missed letters.
I got chide in 3. I was pretty pumped about that. Yeah.
I had one a couple weeks ago in 2, which was always
it always like. What's your first word?
Yeah, because it is. Because one, my first word now is crane.
Crane. Interesting.
You know why? The bot loves it. Like if you do the bot and see what he thinks of it, that's one of their go-to words.
I'm a do.
I used to use a do.
I like it because it gets all the vowels out and then.
Crane and slate are very popular words, and a lot of times even if there is an E or like an EA, or a lot of times I'll use like slate, if they're nice spot. Yeah, but I try to get, I try to think, you try to get the vowels out, but you also try to do like, I think Wheel of Fortune, RSTL.
That's what I think too. Yeah.
Try to get those out.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so, but no, happy to be part of the Times family.
Yeah.
And, like I said, what it's going to do is this speeds up the death spiral of the Washington Post, because people like me hear that. You and I are texting about it, and I'm like, yeah. And you're like, are you going to go to the Wall Street Journal? And I'm like, absolutely not, because the Murdoch criminal family owns
Well, say whatever you want about the Murdoch family. At least they respect the print news media enough not to gut what is going on. The Wall Street Journal has always been right-leaning, but I will say they have some pretty interesting stories, and they've been really pushing back against this administration. So, I mean, that's to read whatever else is out there is also a good option if it's of a...
in Baltimore, I told you I've moved to the Banner.
Yep.
And Baltimore Banner, it's only digital, though.
Yeah.
So it's disappointing, but, and as you said, you'd like to be able to get a paper newspaper, but that is like asking for a rotary telephone, a buggy whip, and a VCR all at once.
You know what? I like a paper.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I'm with you.
feel of it.
So,
Yes.
episode 11, season 6 in the
Yes.
books, that sort of obviously leads to the logical assumption that there's been 10 other episodes this season and 5 previous episodes, or seasons, excuse me. So, Lydia, if anybody just tuned in wants to find any of our past stuff, first off, if you found us, like us, give us a review, et cetera, et cetera. And you want to find our old stuff, where can they find it?
iTunes, Stitcher, Amazon, Google Play, Spotify, Audible.
Love Audible.
iHeartRadio, Deezer, Player FM, and YouTube. You're not going to see our faces on YouTube, but you will hear our lovely voices.
You can find us on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, at JackYDK.
Yep.
You can find Lydia at Twitter.
RTL Pod.
Find me at JMGGMBG.
Awesome.
All
Well,
right.
have a great Super Bowl, everybody.
Yeah, Super Bowl Sunday.